Hey everybody, welcome to Mobile Ministry Magazine. I am Antoine Wright, your monthly host. It seems like I've been doing this once a month for the past few months, and I wanted to jump in again, talk about a few items, work a little bit more according to a script, so to speak, and just kind of give some updates on some things. So it's been a pretty busy month for myself. As you notice, kind of frequency of a post been going on the site have slowed down a little bit. But that's really, one part busyness, another part, there's a lot of folks in the mobile ministry space who are worth people to listen to. Folks at the Mobile Ministry Forum, mobileministryforum.org, or at MobMin on Twitter. Really cool collection of folks. There's almost over 50 organizations that participate in this forum, all of us who are looking to forward the movement of mobile technologies, services, experiences used in ministry context. So definitely check them out and get connected, whether it's about a project, a case study, or you're just looking for some information towards that item. Other things that have been happening. In the meanwhile, I've updated my phone. I'm now using, no, not a Lumia, but the Nokia N9. Now, to those folks who are fans of open source software, the N9 uses a platform called Migo. I'll move a little closer to my camera so you can see that. You can see my applications running there. There's the application screens. It's really a cool little piece of kit. The reason why I got the N9 though, because I like, really good user experience. I also am a huge fan of what Nokia has done with the software. I had my hands earlier on another device. This one here is the Nokia N950. The N950, you can see I got a different background on it. A developer-only device. Some friends of mine, we're going to be using this N950 to develop a few projects for some ministry efforts that are happening outside of U.S. borders. And so looked at this phone, had it in my hands for a little while, actually traded a Nokia Lumia for it, so my friends at Nokia can't get mad at me for acquiring it illegally. But really just want to see what we can do in terms of using open source software and open platform, something a little bit more open than Android, and that gives us the opportunity to target feature phones as well as target smartphones with a lot of experiences. Speaking of which, more experiences. iPad. What you're looking at right here, that is one of the iterations for Mobile Ministry Magazine. I call it the alternate site. If you go to mobileministrymagazine.com/m.html, you'll see this. This is an HTML5 web app in progress. It is probably like the 80th iteration of it, but essentially it gives you all of Mobile Ministry Magazine and an application-like package, but is using all HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS technologies. It's really neat, and if I did really well in terms of paying attention to the tutorials, you'll actually be able to use this site when you're offline and view a few of the pieces of content that's on here. The articles, I'm working on that part, getting that together. Now, there are some application creation services and companies that do great in this space. You've got Shout'em, you've got Roar, you've got AppGeyser, you've got a ton of them. We've got a whole slew of them listed over on our web services page. You can use those, and instead of doing the hard route of building it yourself, you can have one of these companies either build it for you, or you can use one of their platforms in order to build you something similar to that. It's really good. It's something that allows you to go mobile, go web, go online, go offline. And if you got a really good strategy behind your content, it's really going to allow you to stretch just a little bit more. With Mobile Ministry Magazine, one of our focuses is just making sure that we're on a pipe towards a lot of information. And so this kind of platform makes a lot of sense for us. Having something that's going to pull in a lot of RSS feeds, that's going to make use of the search as the two primary interactions. That's really the focus that we wanted to go for the site. So that's the direction that's gone. And then lastly, my other little piece of toy here. This is a Kindle Fire HD. This has been my main tablet of use for the last many weeks. You see I got an article up here right now. One of the cool things that I've been doing lately with the demise of Google Reader coming is I've actually started to build my own RSS reader. I actually built it on the iPad, built most of the code out on the iPad. I refined the code on either tablet, and then I'm using the N9, the Nokia N9, and then these two tablets as a means to test it. Now, this is not going to be a product that's going out in public, but again, it shows some of the extendability that web technologies can afford you. Now, am I Google? Am I able to make something that's as cool and classy as Google Reader? Probably not just yet, but what I am seeing is that there are two types of internet or mobile internet uses that evolve. You have the mobile internet use that's bolstered by applications and what people want to do with applications. So you go in through an app portal, you use items inside of that silo. You might have some need to content shift from one application to another, and then poof, well, you're good. And then you have the other method where somebody is leveraging a website or web technologies, and they're more like being a service enabler or a broker more than they are actually being the application themselves. And that's kind of where I see, as individuals, being the broker to a lot of information rather than, being the destination. It makes sense for organizations to be a destination, but not so much for individuals. So you have these two, competing ends of the spectrum for mobile apps, mobile websites, where you end up with these focuses. I'm sure I could probably talk about that later. I'm sure there'll be some comments towards this that may want some clarification, and maybe we can tackle that in a later video. But I'm coming up towards the end of my time, actually looking at the time, and you'll notice the quality of this video is a little bit lower. I wanted to tune down the quality, that way it wouldn't be so long for me to upload this one, get this up on the site. Thank you for your time, and I really do hope you continue to check out mobileministrymagazine.com. We've got a whole slew of content there. There are over 4,500 articles published over the last 6 years of content. There's a whole lot of stuff back in there, and then of the stuff that's most current too. We've got resource guides and mobile ministry methodology. We're on Twitter, #MobeMin, or see us at MobeMinMag as our Twitter tag. We're on Pinterest, posting up items up there, especially those really neat sketch notes that have been drawn on those tablets I poked earlier. And stay tuned. I'll put some notes up from time to time for things that are happening with other ministries in terms of their applications and their focuses. One of the things I'm looking at right now as a topic coming up is how we enable children to learn, and some of the opportunities that these technologies afford them that are a level up from what we've done with past technologies, past learning methodologies. So it gives you something to think about, gives me something to write about, and for you, I give us all something to pray about as we continue to push questions, answers, experiments at the intersection of faith and mobile technology. Please keep Jesus the center of your life, and I'll see you on another video sometime in May. Peace.